Hi everybody, how is everybody doing? Today is Weddings Wednesday. It's July 28th and I am coming to you live as promised last week and every Wednesday. Hi Paula, thank you for joining. I am just gonna wait a little bit to see if anyone else is going to join, and then I'll get started. And as always, I hope everyone is doing well. It's beautiful outside. I was outside very briefly. And today I want to talk about what are the requirements for wedding and events. And just to give you a list, last week I had the opportunity and the privilege to speak to the owner of Primavera Banquet Hall here in Woodbridge. And he just provided some tips, basically some really important information regarding, what the requirements are, what the guidance is, the COVID-19 guidance for indoor and outdoor events. And as we're reopening slowly but surely, glory to God. Hi, Laura Jane Blythe. Thank you for joining. Hello, Home Delight. Thank you so much. So today, very quickly, I'm just going to give some tips regarding the COVID-19 guidance for indoor and outdoor events. And I just mentioned I had a great conversation with Joseph from Primavera Banquet Hall, and he just dropped some really good information. Not only that what we're getting from our TV or our social media or the media in general, but how an owner, hi DJ Fresh, thank you for joining. Appreciate you. Just from the perspective of an owner of a banquet hall and what the requirements are, if you have an event booked now, right now they are weddings, of course, they are smaller gatherings. The outdoor capacity is a little bit more than the indoor, and just the things that you need to be aware of when you're part of the vendor team at an event now, indoor or outdoor. So I'm gonna get to the list really quickly. As you guys know, I pop on and I pop off. I give my information and I'm out. So hello to you. Thank you so much for joining. I'm gonna get into it. So the basics for, and I wanna look at my guidance. I have some notes also. I don't wanna miss anything because we had a lot to talk about. So for specifically for meeting and events, indoor and outdoor limits for the number of people to maintain. You still have to maintain physical and social distancing, 2 meters for every other person in the room. The indoor capacity is 50% up to 1,000 people to maintain safe distance. And then outdoor is 75% capacity up to 5,000 people to maintain physical distance. There's no dancing, and I know everyone would be like, "Oh." Well, he did mention that it becomes a challenge for him to monitor if there's dancing. So even if you have a DJ and people really want to dance, and of course you and I both know that there's no one in the world that doesn't enjoy dancing. He said it's a challenge because the guests still have to social distance, and it's challenging when himself or his staff has to, they have to go up to someone and say, "Excuse me, well, there only needs to be X amount of people on the dance floor, and we're going to ask you to take your seat." And he said, that can become kind of tiring on not only of his staff, but then you have guests also would be like, "Well, what are you talking about? We're at a wedding, and we're here to enjoy ourselves." So I just wanted to put that out just in case you run into it as a vendor. I know DJ Fresh is an amazing DJ, Laura Jane Blythe, an amazing designer, Paul is on here, amazing, and we all do what is wonderful in our own way. She is an invitation designer, and you may run into that where clients may say to you, "Can we dance, or is this allowed?" Now, like I said, they still have to maintain social distancing. So for right now, the banquet halls are a little more cautious about the dancing. However, also something to note, when you are the guest and you're seated at the table, There's no need for your mask. Of course, you're still socially distanced. However, if you get up to go to the bar to get yourself a drink, then you need to put your mask on. So I think that's key for us as planners, or even being part of the vendor team, to know. It's absolutely important. You need to put your mask on to go to get yourself a drink. I know it sounds laborious, but it is part of the COVID-19 guidance for indoor and outdoor events. And the ask is that we abide by the events. Another thing he did mention also, the city actually has dispatched their officers to actually visit the venue. So if you're not in compliance, you can be charged. There's a hefty fine for it. So again, we just try and do our best and cooperate with the requirements, not only of the city and the bylaws, but also the requirements of the venue or the event manager for that evening. They're not trying to give you a hard time. They just have to follow the rules and the protocol and the guidance. And so they'll actually provide you with that information also. Again, the ask is that you continue to stay informed. If you're having an event at a venue, to call them to make sure that things haven't changed. Whether you hear something in the media or not, it's important to connect with the venue owner or the event manager assigned to you for that day, to always communicate with your service providers. If there's any information that you've learned about, please do share it with other vendors so they're aware what the requirements are, so there's no confusion. One other thing I wanted to mention regarding the limited number of guests, and I'm going to go verbatim on that. It has to be in compliance of the province, and it is mandatory. So there's no wiggle room for that. If it's 25 people or less to maintain social distancing, it can't be 26 or 27. They have, and they will reinforce that rule, because again, if they don't, then they can be shut down or they can be fined. Another thing for the ceremonies and any outdoor events, for instance, if you're having a bridal shower and it's being held outdoors, the same apply regarding the number of people. That's a little bit more. However, the same social distancing, you still have to wear your mask and follow all the protocols of the venue. So you're going to have a great time, but you do it in a safe way. And that's the ask of the owner. And I must say, I would like to thank Joseph for taking the time to speak with me. Again, they are working. They just reopened. They're accepting bookings. So feel free, if you love the venue. It is here in Woodbridge. You can go check it out. It's on off of Highway 27. And it's a beautiful space. I've worked at that space several times, so I'm quite aware of the space, and also, the people and the staff and the management of that particular venue. Also, you must maintain, and that's an absolute must. He asked me to reinforce that. He said all individuals must maintain 2 meters physical distancing from people that do not live with them. So, of course, if you're going to an event and you're not going with someone in your household, the ask is that you do. Please make sure, again, as a vendor, please explain to your guests and people that are part of your event, it's not to make their lives miserable. It's just that we want them not to shut us down again. We all experience that. We really don't want to go back to that. It's fresh in our memory, and for us to follow the rules. Again, that's all I have right now. Private events, again, I just want to reiterate, indoor 25 people or less, and you maintain physical distancing. Outdoors 100 people or less. And when you're doing meeting or event space, 50% capacity up to 1,000 people, and you maintain physical distancing, and 75% of capacity up to 5,000 people. Of course, they're not there yet, because of course everyone is working their business, to rebuild their business, their bookings. So they really don't have 5,000 people right now, but they're going to get there, of course, over time. But right now, for up to 1,000 people, 50% is the capacity. Again, guys, I adore you checking in. Thank you so much. I'll be here every Wednesday, anytime after 4:30. If you'd like to join me on the live, I know Laura Jane Bride. Hi Heidi, thank you for joining me, or any other vendor in our business. Definitely reach out and we can actually have a great conversation in tandem on the live, and you can definitely promote your business or provide whatever service or product you provide to our community or the wedding community in general, and we could talk about you and the things that you're doing to rebuild your business, pivoting out of COVID-19, and to share with our audience. Again, thank you so much. I appreciate you. God bless you, and thank you. Take care. Bye.